So these things are all done in order. And people say, well, I believe. Yeah, that's a sign, depending on whether it's supernatural faith or intellectual belief. Billy Graham style intellectual belief where you make a decision, you think about it, you weigh the options, and you do that Josh McDowell thing, where you add up the evidences and demand a verdict, that's not supernatural faith. Supernatural faith is something that shows you the reality of spiritual things because you're having them active in your life. This is quite clear from what the New Testament is describing about the Christian church. People begin to see the acting of the Holy Spirit in the church itself, in their own lives, in their own actions and words and things that are happening around them. They begin to realize that they are members of a spiritual body, of a single, interactive, interconnected spiritual body. That's where they begin to realize the reality to the extent, very quickly, as soon as it starts happening, to the extent that they no longer have belief. Belief is where there's the potential for unbelief. Faith, there's no potential for unbelief with faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. Okay, the substance of things hoped for. See, if you got the substance, if you got the evidence, you're not making decisions anymore. This isn't a Josh McDowell situation anymore. This isn't a Billy Graham situation anymore. This has become a Paul on the road to Damascus zap between the eyes situation. This is somebody lying on the ground with a bright light in their eyes, blinding them, and Jesus speaking to them situation. Paul thereafter could not deny Jesus Christ. He could not deny the power of Jesus. He could not deny that these things were real. He couldn't intellectualize it anymore. He couldn't turn around and say, well, if you weigh the evidence, there's a lot of questions that can be raised about these gospel stories that people are saying. He couldn't do that anymore because Christ basically grabbed him, thrown him off the horse, and stood over him with his foot on his neck and his sword of truth, if you will, between his eyes there, and said to him, now look, you're going to work for me now. You're my servant now. See, there was no doubt anymore. There was no uncertainty. It was now fact. It was reality. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. It is the substance of things hoped for. It is that thing which is present in you. This is the gift of God that you believe, that is, put your faith in him whom he has sent, in Jesus Christ. This is the gift of God. This is God's work. This is something that he is doing, that no man may boast. It's not of ourselves. It's something that God does to you, not something that you intellectually decide to do for yourself. So, with all due respect to Billy Graham and Josh McDowell and all the rest of these guys, it doesn't work that way. No man cometh to the Father except the Spirit draw him. The Spirit has to act upon your life. The Spirit has to call you. Many are called. Few are chosen. Paul looks like somebody who got chosen. He got grabbed right off the horse. Not everybody gets that experience. But the Spirit comes into your life in a way that makes it undeniable to you what the truth is. You no longer have the option of saying, I'm not sure. Not sure is gone. Suddenly, the gift of faith has been given to you. It says, without faith it is impossible to please God. Abraham had faith, and it was reckoned unto him as righteousness.